Hi there. Welcome to what I would assume is third episode of the Lavender Octocast. I'm joined here with my co-host Dr. Druz.
Or just
He should
or
introduce
just
himself.
Druz, whichever
Yeah,
one you wanna call me, it
I think
doesn't
I'll end
matter.
up running with Druz.
Probably Drew's, because that's what gets said the most. Anyway,
Yeah.
welcome back. We're so glad you guys joined us for a third episode, even if you are bored or tired or just have nothing better to do with your life. We're glad you tune in to listen to us just banter on about weird hypothetical things that make absolutely no sense.
I was gonna try to rename you on Discord to Druz, but it wouldn't let me.
Doesn't let you?
No, because you have the priority admin of
Oh,
this.
yeah. Wait, how can I change
Click on your profile.
edit server? Oh, nickname. Druz. Druzy boy. There we go. Druz.
Anyways, so we're gonna go
Yeah,
into our
sorry
first
guys. We
hypothetical
were just
question.
we just got distracted. Anyway, so we're just gonna jump right back into hypothetical questions. And the first one I found, I actually held off on because I thought it'd be very interesting to hear what you would say. It's a would you rather question, but listen to
All
how
right.
weird this is. Would you rather kill a person with a potato or a pepper?
Oh man, the idea of bludgeoning someone to death with a potato is pretty appealing. But I don't know. Trying to stab someone with a pepper might also be a bit entertaining. Trying to get it to a hard enough point where it becomes, you know, a lethal weapon that can actually stab in. And think about the burning that would happen, Drews, when a
Oh,
pepper.
the pepper just right up the anus.
Oh, whoa. Drews, keep that to your alone time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Oh no. No, the reason I thought this would be a great opener because I knew this was gonna make us both laugh, and we would not have an answer because I don't know
Oh,
which
potato.
I
Hardcore potato.
I think potato too, because I would put it in potato launcher. It would just
Dude, do you know how painful it would be and difficult it would be to kill someone with a potato launcher? How time consuming it would be to keep reloading the potato launcher? Come on,
No,
bro.
just
Practicality.
well, no, all you have to do is just have, like, a sack of potatoes and, like, a giant cannon. You just launch the sack of potatoes.
I don't even think it's possible. Potatoes are kind of hard, but at the
No,
same time,
it's
it's
definitely possible because it's kinda like I mean, like, it'll turn to mush eventually, but I mean, like, it's
I
hard
guess if you
enough
hit
that you
someone in
can
the head enough, it'll cause some trauma to the
yeah,
brain.
I mean, like, like, especially if you have it in your hand and you use it like a
I don't know,
stone,
you're
you
the
just
medical
smack and
profession.
smack and
I'm just
smack.
Google, man. I live to please
See,
no one.
medically saying, and me actually being a chef and I actually, like, enjoy cooking, potatoes uncooked are actually really freaking hard. Like, sure, you
I
can
know.
bend them and everything, so it is almost like a rock, but hitting this like, the actual cranium hard enough will damage the potato, but you're gonna cause massive concussion. If you hit enough, you will cause a massive concussion into the actual skull of somebody. So, the chance of killing somebody with a potato, really unlikely. Dealing massive brain damage actually do the harm to the person, more likely. You could probably sit on top of a person and wail on 'em with, like, 2 potatoes, and then
But I
they would
still feel
probably
like their
fall unconscious.
skull would protect their brain more, because that's more relying on the fact that their head would be hitting the ground after impact with potato rather than the actual potato.
No, I know,
Because
but I'm saying, like, you could use a potato on the head with it on the ground, like, if you're on top of the person and just beating him down. In a real just if you're both standing up and you were trying to fight somebody with a potato in your hand, you're not doing, like, any damage. Same with a pepper.
but we could get a high enough Scoville that we could probably cause someone to have a heart attack.
How are you getting into their body?
Down their throat, obviously, Drews.
You're just gonna in the middle of the fight, you're just gonna open their mouth and shove it down their
I
throat.
will pry your mouth open and shove this pepper into your soul.
Well, then you can do the same thing with a potato. You could literally just choke somebody with potato, open their mouth, shove it down, and just cause them to choke. You can do that with either potato or the pepper. The pepper would
That's
just
true.
burn. The pepper would literally the pepper would hurt.
You're right. We're talking about who's more sadistic here, so I choose pepper. Anyway,
Anyway.
good old King laughing in the next
Okay.
room.
Here's a great one. If you could only wear one piece of clothing for the rest of your life, what would you wear?
Um, one piece of clothing for the rest of my life.
I know what I would wear.
Tracksuit pants.
Why just pants?
Well, it's one piece of clothing,
Yeah, I'd
not
pick a
like a
toga.
set of clothing.
I'd pick a toga.
Yeah, but I would just give me an excuse to get ripped, and also
Me, toga, covers the full body. You, pants.
that way I was showing off my amazing bod instead of my currently very skinny white boy bod, and it'll be great. It'll be
Oh my
fantastic.
gosh. I like how you literally just went to pants. You're like, "I'm just gonna get pants." And I'm over here like, "Alright, I would either get a robe or I would wear, like, a toga or maybe, like, a
Tracksuit
cape
pants
and
are
cover up."
roomy.
I mean, you would stay warm if you lived in a cold area, you would be warmer than me. If I was just in, like, a robe
Yes.
or a toga, I would have more upper body warmth, but my legs and my butt cheeks would be really cold.
You could have done dressing gown.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, well.
Then
Anyway.
you'd be warm. I could
Anyway.
have done dressing gown too. I'm changing my answer to dressing gown.
You can't change it. You said you gotta stick with your first
No,
answer.
it's too late. I've changed it. I'm changing to dressing gown. And you know what my reasoning is? I can also use it as kind of like a weird dress thing. Like if I just like tag off the shoulders, it can still just be around my legs. But I can also then have the throw over my shoulders ability. So it doesn't have to be fused to my body. I'm just only
Yeah,
allowed to
true.
wear that bit of
You're
clothing.
only allowed to wear that, yeah. Now you're really thinking, "Huh, if I only had pants and I was only allowed to wear pants, you wouldn't be able to go into, like, restaurants or
Get
anything. They wouldn't let you."
cold. They really still wouldn't let me go with a dressing gown only, but whatever. Go on to the next question. I lose my mind about what else to wear. A speedo. I'll just be toning up. Only
Uh,
Australians like
okay. Classic question. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
that. Too cold. You can always warm yourself up.
True, I always pick cold. Like, even my room
Yeah.
right now, I it's freezing cold, but I'm in sweatpants and I'm in a sweatshirt with a t-shirt underneath
Yeah,
because
if you're always
I
too
feel
cold, then you're
comfy.
just trying to get
Yeah,
warm. Unless
yeah,
you're
like
talking about being perpetually cold or hot, I would still choose cold because it would also like it lowers your genuine anxiety if you're cold. Like, because when you like get anxious and stuff, you overheat. So if you're always hot, you'll always have like a near to anxiety attack. While if you're always cold, then you'll always sort of be a bit more cooled off and just a bit
hmm,
chilly.
I would not have actually thought about that, so I'm glad you thought about that. Anyway, I have a
I
long
was
one for
thinking of
you.
things a bit
I have a long one for you. All right? So,
better.
I'm gonna set the scene. You're in a mystical forest. You're
Oh
walking
God!
around and you come across a stranger. He's laying down in this ground. He's surrounded by these big, tall thickets and trees.
Wow!
And you find a stranger. You walk up to him and you start talking to him, and you find out that he's dying of this poison. And when you go to
Oh
check on
God!
him, a magical fairy appears. The fairy
Ah!
says she can grant the stranger immunity to all diseases to save his life. She also says she can do the same for you, but she can only do it for one person. Would
No,
you
wait.
wish
Can I
for
get to be immune
yourself?
to all poisons?
Yeah, would you wish for yourself or for the stranger to be immune to all poisons?
I don't know him. What's he done for me? Nothing. What have I done for me? A lot of things. I choose me. Sorry, stranger. Below me.
See, I would do the opposite, actually. I would save the stranger because if I have a chance of saving someone else's life, I'll take that chance. Because if I'm
Yeah,
doing
well,
well and I'm
if I
living,
can live forever, then I don't have to worry about just saving one person's lives. I can save billions.
but the thing is, it only works for you.
Yeah,
It
whatever,
all
but I
like
can
that.
still use my time not dying to save others and also figure out how the fairy did it through
But
terrible,
here's okay,
unethical
okay,
means.
okay.
Example
So
A, poison someone in
okay,
the forest, get example B to walk into the forest. They don't know each other. The fairy shows up. I catch the fairy. I own this fairy now. I'm going to experiment on it brutally, ruthlessly, and then everyone could be immune, and the fairy could be, I don't know, dead. I don't care. But I don't
Oh
know
my
the fairy,
god,
so again, doesn't apply to
you
me.
you are horrible. That is so horrible.
What do you think I am?
Oh
Not
my
human?
oh my gosh. Oh my holy freaking hell. No, the holy crap. I don't even have, like, words to speak right now, just except for, like, holy crap and holy hell. Um, for me,
I'm a
I would
ruthless
choose to save the
businessman.
stranger. I would choose to save the stranger because along the same logic that you have, where you could go and you could do something great with this found power and life you were given, I that person could do the same thing. You don't know that person, that stranger laying on the ground could be somebody of major importance, and you just save their
Yeah.
life. And then all of a sudden they go on, they do something great, and then they repay the favor with you with something miraculous.
Yeah, but you're also missing, what if they're a horrible child murderer?
That's also the case. That's the risk you have to take.
I'm not taking that risk. He can die. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not a ruthless
So
childhood murderer.
the second part of this question is, would your answer change if it was someone important to you, like a loved one, like your
Of
mother,
course it would.
sister, or brother?
Absolutely. But no, I said
So
absolutely. So I take the immunity. No, I give them the immunity, of course. 'Cause,
okay.
even if it was just someone I knew, like if it's like one of my friends or just like somebody that in the past has been genuinely nice, I would save them. But if it's just some random fucking stranger, I don't give a shit. Eat my dick. I don't care.
Your response is always somewhere, "Eat my dick, suck me."
Below me.
We're just gonna get those on a T-shirt.
Eat
E
my dick. I don't
EMD
care.
EMD-IDK. T-shirt out now, Lavender Octocast. Come watch, get a free T-shirt.
Yeah. Don't get a free t-shirt, it's too much for us to pay for.
Okay, that's true. You pay for the shipping and the
Yeah,
production.
you'll pay for the shipping and the production and also my next 3 meals.
And also my classes to learn how to edit. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. No. I'll just make Druz teach me that. Free.
For free, yes. Mhm, tasty, mhm. Anyway,
Anyway, now that I've, turned that question into a corporate nightmare, next.
yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, you answered it nicely, so you answered it in
I
your own way.
answered it ruthlessly.
I mean, you answered it in your own way. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the good thing about these hypotheticals is because people get to see 2 different sides of how people think or whether the same sides. Because you and I, we do have similar point of views, similar ideals, but you and I have very similar way like, very different ways of going about it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because, like, in that question, you're like, "I don't know this person, I'm gonna save myself." Me, I don't know this person, but if I have a chance to save them, even if they're a bad person, I might take that risk.
I went one extra. I'm also gonna kidnap the fairy
Oh,
and
yeah,
also
you're
go poison someone else and leave them to die.
and see, that's
And
the other thing. The other thing is you would kidnap the fairy, I would make friends with the fairy and try to come back and talk to the fairy as much as I can.
yeah, well, guess what? You're not getting more immunity. I am. Haha. Next
I
question.
mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I get blessed by that fairy because I didn't steal it and I chose to save the person, and they're like, "Oh, then come the next day and I'll give
I
you a
also get
magical
blessed by the
spell."
fairy genetically because I steal a lot of the abilities. I become a fairy.
You are a sadistic, horrible person trying to kill that fairy. Because you even said, "I don't care if it dies, I'm just gonna suck all of its life
Well,
out."
I mean, so far that's been taken to this again, so because I said the peppers as well before. So
Oh
next
my
question.
gosh. Anyway, next question. Next question. Next question.
Next for Sean.
Next question. Anyway,
Croissant.
knowing what you know today, if you were transported 50 years into the past, what would you do as a business to get rich?
How far back? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
50 years.
Oh, Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh, Bitcoin. I would do when was Microsoft 50 years yet?
Yes. I would assume so. I'll look it up.
That's what I'm trying to do. Microsoft beginning. April 4th, 1975 was the beginning of Microsoft. So
So no.
that's I don't know
No,
math.
wait, yes. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. We're 3 years
No?
off.
We're 3 years off? No,
So, as
even though
in 3 years, Microsoft starts. If
yeah,
you
yeah,
go back
yeah.
50 years from now, in 3 years, Microsoft starts.
Yes, yes, yes. So, knowing that, I would do Microsoft. I would
But you would
make
also know how to make all the programming. So before you even went back in time, you'd have to
exactly.
learn and
Well,
then
no,
fuck
I
it with
would.
Google
I
Slam.
would. I would sit here and I would learn from Apple, from Tesla, from like Microsoft Now, and I would make something just blow everything out of the water, like many, many years ahead of everybody else.
Well, yeah, but that'll also create a complete historical overhaul, not just make
Eh,
you rich.
who cares? It's a whole new timeline out there.
It's
It
a
has
whole
my name
new
on
world.
it. Shut up.
You
You are not
shut up.
Aladdin.
Next question. Blow me, suck my dick.
On a t-shirt out tonight. I'm kidding.
Inhale my dong and enrage my
Inhale
child.
my dong. That's new.
I got it from Five Nights at Fuckboys. We should play that.
Okay. What? What is that?
Five Nights at Fuckboys.
I've never seen that.
It's a RPG parody of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Here's a weird question. How would okay, let me read this exactly how it says so I don't sound like an idiot. How would you change how you live your life if life was like a video game where you respawn back at home after dying?
I wouldn't be riddled with horrible anxiety, so I'd probably live my life very fulfillingly.
All right, welcome back from that bleep.
What?
All right, Meg, next question. We're just gonna move on. Oh. Yo, here we go. Would you rather live in a world with no salt or no sugar?
Um, no sugar,
Why?
no salt.
You just
I'm trying to think of things that,
see. I would say no salt because I don't like a lot of salt.
well,
I
practical uses of salt.
practical use is iodine. You need it for your blood.
Also, what can you make using salt? What can you treat
Water softener.
using salt?
Water softener. Uh,
Well, yeah,
uh,
salt water
salt
and
water. Oh,
disinfectant
the
milk.
ocean. The ocean would be gone. We would
Oh
lose so many
yeah,
fish. We
we'd
would
lose an
lose so many
vast amount
fish.
of marine life. Yeah, so I reckon we go with that sugar.
Probably no sugar, yeah. Sugar just makes people fat.
Because when you think about it,
Wait,
you
no,
just
no, no, we would lose food. We would lose apples and pineapples because that has natural sugar.
I don't care about that because I'm
No,
still
but I'm
thinking about the economic damage that losing salt would do.
it doesn't matter. Whichever choice you make, you are losing either a large
Because
population of animals or large population of food because food has its natural sugar.
does
And
grass have sugar?
did you say grass?
Does grass have sugar? I
You
don't
can't
think it
eat
does.
grass.
Yeah, we can't, but other animals can. Things like cows, which we use for milk,
Yes, but
another
cows,
one.
if you yeah, so you can eat meat.
Chicken,
You could
sheep,
you could literally only eat meats because fruits, vegetables, anything like that all have sugar.
bread.
Bread has
No,
sugar.
really.
Well, maybe
We
not
don't
really.
need it.
It doesn't have sugar,
Wheat,
but
yeast.
certain
Um,
things, certain aspects, we wouldn't have we would have a lot less of diverse food. We would have mostly meats and some breads.
we say all sugar. Did it specify the sugar?
It says just no sugar. So I'm guessing all sugar in general.
Grow Well, if there is no sugar, so are we going backwards in time or making it extinct now?
Uh, it just said if you would you rather live in a world with no sugar, no salt? So in a world with no sugar or salt, so the world already has none of it.
Lettuce doesn't have sugar.
That's a hard one.
And it's an impossible. Each one has massive economic damages. So salt.
Yeah, but if the world itself already
We rely on
began like
marine
that,
life, less salt
yeah, but if the world already began like that, then it's not really any problems, right?
and sugar.
Yeah, then probably sugar because salt water is too big. You would have to that would make the entire world be fresh water, and that would
Yes,
just be weird. For
it
like,
would be weird.
well, that would also mean we would
How
have
would I feel that grainy pain that you get hit by like salt water waves? You know when you're at the beach and the saltwater wave comes in, it's so full of salt it feels like it's like grinding against your skin. You're like, oh, that's okay. I didn't need my flesh anyway. I would miss that
I actually
feeling.
don't know that as well as I should because I haven't been to the beach in a while.
Well, go to the beach.
I live in the middle of the United States. The
Well, guess what?
closest
Live
beach to me is
somewhere
like
better.
2 hours. I'll fly to the beach one of these days. Anyway, let's see.
Like
Let's
the
have
beach.
one question to end on. Oh, here. This is the one I laughed at before you gave your answer for the last one. This will be the one we end on. You could cure all disease in the world forever, but to do
We've already
so,
done this question.
no, but to do so,
No,
you
we've
have
already
to
covered this topic in the wish segment of the first episode.
no, you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the
I don't
but.
care.
You didn't listen to the but. You could cure all disease in the world forever, but to do so, you have to murder an innocent child.
Well, it still doesn't change the fact that we've spoken about this in a previous episode, so I'm right to not care.
Oh man, I just wanted the freaking
You just
whatever.
wanted to hear
Anyway,
me say I'd murder a child.
yes.
Next question.
Okay. Would you rather live for 100 years and be rich and famous, or live for 1,000 years and live as a happy hobo? Your answer?
Oh man. See, these are ultimatums for me because what homeless and happy will say is a very long time, and I want to try to live for as long as possible. But my life, having no money, has made it nearly impossible to be happy. So I don't see a way that I could be happy. I mean, I've been happy with some things, but life has been so difficult to live
Yeah,
that all of these other problems have arisen. Like it hasn't been happy, it's been stressful.
but this question's like guaranteeing that you will be a happy hobo.
Then happy hobo.
See, I don't know what I would choose because I'm thinking not just about myself. I'm thinking about if this only affected me and nobody else, then I'm gonna watch my friends, my family, everyone die, and then I'm just like I'm gonna be sad either
Why
way.
would it matter? You're gonna be a happy hobo. That's the point, is like your ultimatum still is the same as my ultimatum.
That's true, but I still think I would pick 100 years of being rich and famous because then I could at least leave something behind, like some money for my kids, or leave like a statue or like a company that they
Hobo
can
would have
continue
better
running.
wisdom.
Yeah, you would have better wisdom in a
Well, a
thousand
life of
years.
rich and fame would just corrupt your children majority of the time, according to Hollywood.
That's true. But I mean, rich and famous doesn't mean
You know
I
what's
have to
weird?
live
We
that
normally contest each other's answers.
life. We really do. We have a bad habit of trying to make the other ones look horrible.
Well, trying to make it change. So in questioning it, it's not like we're just giving an answer, we're creating a discussion. Because if we didn't create a discussion, then it would just be question after question after question after question.
True.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
My
do we want
dog.
to do one more or do we want to wrap it up?
How do you feel? My dog's looking at me like, "Come give me food."
We could do another one.
All right. One last one. Should we leave it
Okay.
up for the audience or should we just answer it?
We'll answer it and also leave it up for the audience.
Okay. Let's find a good one then. Let me just look through here real quick. No, we're not doing that. No. No, I this question. We don't have to answer this one. I just found this one funny. Would you rather change your race or your gender?
Oh, oh man.
That's why I'm saying
Oh gosh.
we don't have to answer this one. We don't have
I
to.
mean, it's an interesting one, and it doesn't give a time
Oh,
period
hold on.
such
No,
as
there's a better one. There's a better one. Sorry, everybody at home. You can answer that one in the comments down below. Here's
yeah,
the one we're
answer it in
gonna
the
answer.
comments. We're answering a different one.
Yes. So this one I'm actually fascinated by. I love this concept. What if light, the fastest thing known to man, stopped moving?
That's a hypothetical. Um,
Yeah, that's fascinating to me. Like, so think about it, right? Our world, we have so much light. We have the sun, we have LEDs, we have our
when
computer
it stops
screens, we have cell
moving,
phones.
do you mean it just freezes?
So, scientifically, if light were to cease, it means it doesn't produce heat. It doesn't produce any sort of waves at all, meaning it would turn off, basically.
Right,
It is the
but it's not
it is the
ceased,
deactivation of
it's
the light.
stopped. So we're not talking about what a science does allow, we're talking about
Exactly. We're talking about something that theoretically can't
freezing.
happen. The actual wavelengths itself would cease to move.
I think everything burns.
That's the thing. Would it burn? So if it
Yeah,
just stops, right? So let's say hypothetically, let's say the sun keeps going around, but let's say like the
one
LED
half of the Earth
or
stays in
whatever.
darkness. No, no,
No,
that's wrong to say.
because the world keeps spinning, right? The world still spins around it. So we still have day and night cycles, but if light stopped, we wouldn't get heat, right? Or would we? Because it's stationary, right? It means there's no fluctuation of what heat or the heat rays coming out of the sun. There's no fluctuation in
Electricity
the
stops?
photons. Electricity would also stop because that is another form of light. If you actually look at it, sure, it's energy, but it's visible energy. Is a non-visible energy that would still work.
Is it
So,
so here's the question, if electricity stops and you touch it, do you still get electrocuted because it can't conduct through you because then it's moving?
oh, oh my gosh, that's it. Like the it's basically
It can
asking.
cut
If,
through you,
yeah, it's
so
well,
if
it's
you
basically
put your
asking
hand
if you were
through it,
faster
it'll
than light. This question basically like if you were faster than light at this point,
yeah.
because if it stopped moving, would it be visible?
Um,
Because you know how the
I would
wavelength
have to say it
travels
is,
so fast. It
because
travels
if
so
it
fast you
stops, that
can't
means
see
it
it, right?
stopped somewhere. So
Yeah. So
with
if it
it
just
stopping,
physically just
does everything also become blinding? Because what we're seeing is light colliding with the Earth. So if
it's
everything
colliding with
stops,
multiple layers of
that
the
means that
atmosphere.
light is what's it reflecting off of? It can't reflect. We all go
No.
blind, surely.
Well, maybe not. Because if it's stopping, right, that means that you're still thinking that it's still gonna move. The Earth is
No,
still
but
moving,
if
meaning
you
the Earth
move
wouldn't go
your
blind.
eyes outside of the light, you go blind because the light is no longer reflecting in all directions. It's only reflecting in the direction it was last reflecting. So if you move your eyes away from where light originally was, you wouldn't see anything because it's no longer reflecting from that point.
Is it would that be how that
Places that are
works?
dark stay permanently
Would that
dark because we
would
can't, we
that
don't have the reflection anymore
hold on.
because the reflection is still a movement.
Yeah, hold on. Now I'm Googling this question, seeing if there actually is something. What happens when light stops moving? Okay, let's see if there's an answer for us. Oh, this is a huge answer. Can I read this all? What
Not
happens when light
complicated.
stops? Yeah, this is like probably the best one we've had. What happens when light stops moving? How it interacts with all particles? A to A. I agree that light cannot be slowed down and and stuff behind that, but it does transfer energy when it interacts with matter. I perceive light as just energy, and movement of pure energy radiation can just be only speed of light. Once that energy is gone completely by a perfect theoretical collision with an electron, there is no such pure energy remaining there. Just like one might assume to be stopping light, light is not stopped. Its energy is just added to the kinetic energy of an electron. One might argue that even matter is considered energy and it can be at rest, but even fundamental mass is created by speed of light interactions between left electrons, if I am right, and Higgs bosons as an example for mass of electron. It is not
which
possible to
means
stop.
nothing to anyone at home because these are
These are
getting
big terms
so
that
heavily
yeah,
things
this
heavily
is
trying to
this
be
this
confirmed.
is freaking this is literally from a
So
mathematician
then
and
let's
physics of
avoid
Indian
that
Institute.
and
Hold
go
on.
into the
The
fact of
person that
breaking a
did this,
TV.
yeah, basically. This person, the person that wrote the answer is a has a bachelor degrees and a master degree in mathematics and physics from the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research.
So if light itself was to freeze and you were to physically move your TV from one point to a different point, where your TV was would be where the light for the TV is.
Yes, but so what we're thinking,
Would
yes.
never stop.
So yes, if we were thinking that, yes. What this is saying that if this would be a real thing, right? Let's look at it like a real situation. If light stops, that means the particles around us, the atoms, the electrons are absorbing all of it, right? Meaning we would be in pitch darkness.
Yes, I was right about darkness. We
Yes,
couldn't
you're
see
right.
because it was so
We would
reflecting.
yeah, we wouldn't be able to see at all because that light would hit against the ground and everything else and absorb it all, and it would just be pitch black. So you were right. We would be in darkness. At least that's what I'm getting from this. People in the comments could argue over this and probably correct us if we're wrong, or
It'd
we
be
could
interesting to see.
yeah, or we could send it over to like a theory channel and be like, "Hey, here's a
What
theory
if
for
light
you.
stops?
What if light stopped moving? What would happen?" I would actually love to see that. Like get freaking what's a theory channel? What's the science? There's a science channel. What the freaking is a science channel?
I know.
There's a YouTube science person. I can't remember his name, but he does this weird like he does like that kind of weird theoretical things. Ah, man, I want to just see someone kind of do this because now I'm actually genuinely curious and I might do some more research into this because I really want to know like what could happen. Um, I guess along that same line, what would happen if the Earth stopped? Like if the Earth stopped moving.
Oh, the world would end.
Yeah, but
Because
like
the
how
sudden
would it
shock
end?
would cause massive earthquakes.
Yeah,
If
that,
you
but also we would lose gravity
Yeah, so
because the rotation of the Earth is creating this gravity, right? We have the
we'd
magnetic
all
sense on its
float
tilt.
away.
One side of the Earth is going to get incinerated because it's just always facing the sun.
Yep. The other half is gonna freeze.
The other half will freeze because it's always cold, and we gradually lose the atmosphere, and nobody would live on it because we just float away into outer space.
Well, nobody would live. We'd all die immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like we would just float into outer space, like our corpses or whatever remaining of us would just be in
Yeah.
outer space.
So yeah, Earth would stop. Earth would end.
Yeah. So what I'm reading here is moving rocks and oceans would trigger earthquakes and tsunamis. The still moving atmosphere would scour landscapes. Let's see what
Yeah.
else. What else are they saying? No, Smithsonian. I want to freaking subscribe. But not to worry, such an event would require the same amount of energy stored in the momentum of everything on a rotating planet. A geologist in the Center of the Earth and Planetary Studies at the National Air and Space Museum, and no physical mechanism on Earth can supply that. So this is actually like somebody actually asked this question, they answered it. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, I guess we'll just end it there. Thank you all for coming.
Okay.
We hope you guys enjoyed theoretical questions. We hope you guys found some of them interesting. Please let us know what was the most interesting one, and or if you have your own theoreticals that you would like us to go over, because we'll go over them. Because why not?
If you've watched,
Uh,
we appreciate it. That's awesome. If not, that sucks. And yeah, that's it. See ya.
like, subscribe, smash that like button. I already said it twice. But anyway, see you all
Oh,
in the next one. Bye
broken record.
bye.
Bye.